So a couple of days ago, Naira Marley posted a tweet that went a bit viral, and in the tweet it read, "As a Marlian, what people in the world think of you is really none of your business." And when I saw the tweet, I just laughed to myself because I was wondering if it is true that people are still doing Marlians in 2024. In this Tinubu economy, some people are still doing Marlians.
God have mercy upon us.
So I decided to check the comment sections on both Instagram and Twitter, and I cannot lie for you, I saw so many hilarious tweets that echoed my own sentiments. People were saying that, now only you they do Marlians, all your members don't quit. In fact, there was even a poll that somebody conducted where about 17,000 people voted, and 95% of them went with God forbid rather than saying that they are Marlians. This just goes to show that the public sentiment concerning Naira Marley is still very on the negative side. People are still angry at him, people still hate him, people have cancelled him and want him to remain cancelled, especially concerning what he did to Mohbad. There's no proof that he may have murdered the young boy, but there's documented evidence that show that he bullied him for a very long time and made the young artist's life very, very unbearable before his passing. All this is a very stark contrast to how Naira Marley was at the height of his career, which was in 2019, 2020, up till 2021, 2022. But because of the controversy that surrounded what happened to Mohbad, a lot of people have cancelled him and don't want to hear from him or have anything to do with him and people on his Marlian Records crew, including Zinoleski. As of this time, there's no need for me to be telling you about the rise of Naira Marley, because if you have clicked this video, I'm sure you already know about Naira Marley. He came into the industry in 2019 with hits like Sopi, Isego, Mjakpa, Amaya Yao Boy, Mafo, and during that time, you could not escape him. There was absolutely no way of escaping Naira Marley on the radio, in the clubs, everywhere. And apart from the music, his behavior and what he stood for was just everywhere. To now make it worse, a lot of people now started calling themselves Marlians. Marlians basically just meant rebels. That time, we gave the rule that Marlians don't wear belts, they are unruly, they are reckless and all that. And a lot of people that had those type of beliefs and that kind of way of thinking went with him and were showing him support, and he was feeling like one god. In fact, I even saw a couple of documentaries that painted him like a kind of god. But he rode this controversy wave and was constantly in the news for controversial situations, and people could not wait to cancel him. But as long as he had not done something so terrible, there was nothing that could have been done. But he had a very controversial career, from the EFCC arrest to the drug possession allegations, which got Mohbad, Zinoleski and his boys arrested in 2019 by NDLEA, to the Ofunke Akindele party during COVID-19, to him sending boys or ordering boys to beat up rugged man, to the whole sexual fantasy where he said that he would love to have sex with both a mother and a daughter, and finally to the whole Mohbad assault and making Mohbad's life a living hell before the young man's tragic death. So his whole career was just filled with controversy, and people used to accuse him of being very reckless, destructive, and promoting waywardness and immorality in his music and his lifestyle. And the thing is that a lot of young people were awestruck by his audacity. Many artists were still very family friendly, but Naira Marley was very audacious. Nobody could really tell him what to do because he had this whole no manners thing. But the beginning of his fall started after the news of Mohbad's passing, where a lot of videos started coming out that showed that Mohbad had been telling people that if anything happened to him, they should blame Naira Marley. And news started coming out that for months, Naira Marley and his goons, especially Sam Larry and his other boys, were harassing and bullying Mohbad relentlessly, and they just made the guy's life miserable until he eventually passed on. When Mohbad passed on, a lot of people were very angry and wanted the arrest, and people were even sending death threats, swearing for him, sending all kinds of curses in the way of Naira Marley. And for weeks, even up to a month, Naira Marley was nowhere to be found. But eventually, he now came back to Nigeria. I think he was not in Nigeria before, but he now came back to Nigeria, submitted himself to the police station, and he was arrested briefly, he and Sam Larry, and eventually they released him because there was no evidence that showed that he was actually involved in the passing of Mohbad. But the public already had enough of Naira Marley at that point, because even before Mohbad's passing, people were tired of his rubbish behavior, what he promoted, what he stood for. People were already tired of him. So this one was like the opportunity for them to just cancel him once and for all. And it was more than just cruise. This was pure cruelty. We had this psychopathic way of treating people's consent. Mohbad was crying, telling the world that Naira Marley was bullying him, harassing him, and he would just come out and just say that Mohbad is just a drug addict. That's why nobody should take him serious. And it actually worked for a while. Naira Marley gave people the impression that Mohbad was a drug addict. He was high, and that is why a lot of people did not take Mohbad seriously until it was too late, which was very manipulative and evil. But eventually, it already got to the point where people were tired of Naira Marley. And I'm talking about the entire mainstream, from educated people to people on the streets to fathers, mothers, the public general, like not just a small percentage, but rather a very, 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 very large majority. Even that poll that I showed in the beginning of this particular video, it gives an insight to how Nigerians as a whole think. I believe that as much as 95% of people that participate in pop culture, whether it's in Nigerian Afrobeat music or just Nigerian in general, have turned their back against Naira Marley, and people have boycotted him. Radio stations, TV stations, everybody have decided not to play him. Right now, months have passed, and Naira Marley thinks that he can just sneak his way back to the hearts of Nigerians, which is with all this whole as a Marlian, blah 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 blah. But nobody's having it. He still doubled down, saying that Marlians for life. And the thing is that he has a couple of people that are still supporting him, because if there's 95% of people that don't like him, there's still 5% of people that are still claiming Marlians. I do not know what they are doing with their life. Why would you be calling yourself a Marlians in 2024? You the reason, but everybody has their own choice. It's even better to be a Plutomanian than to be a Marlian. At least those ones, they are still just cruise. But Naira Marley is something else. He's on some psychopathic evil shit. If you go to his Twitter page now, he's always just forming cleric. Almost everything is about Allah, God, trying to seem like one good person, but he cannot fool anybody anymore. He has tried to release a couple of music, Wahala, and a couple of something else, but nobody has time for it. I'm sure if you see the videos, you see a couple of millions, but I can promise you that it's all stream farm. Those 5% of people that support him, come on, are you serious? Naira Marley's time has passed, and if he cannot come back this year, unless it comes with a mega monster hit, people have moved on from him. And I mean permanently, people have moved on from him. People have cancelled him, because what he did is more than just saying some wrong statements. What he did is crime against humanity, because he was destructive. All those opinions of wanting to have sex with a mother and a daughter, which kind of thinking be that one? And you are very popular and very famous and very influential, saying those kind of rubbish. Those are just the few ones I just said. If you went to his Instagram page before Mohbad's passing, it was just filled with total rubbish, nonsense content, nyash, everything. But everything always gets back to balance, and right now people have moved on from Naira Marley. It's just the fact. Even Zinoleski self is paying for it too. I made a video about Zinoleski, which I will post very soon, but hopefully I'll post it before I post this one. And Zinoleski too is paying for his allegiance to Naira Marley and what he himself did during all those time before Mohbad's passing. Personally, I don't feel hatred towards Naira Marley, but his time has passed. He's not a person that represents growth and all those positive things that can help humanity. Everything about him is selfish and destructive, so there's no use for him anymore. There's no use for him. As of right now, the one thing that Naira Marley wants from the public, which is that support and love, has been totally snuffed out. Only time will tell. Maybe he can come out with a mega hit that you will just hate the fact that you are dancing to it, but there's nothing you can do about it. But until that time, people have moved on from him. If you agree or disagree with anything you heard in this video, please comment in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content related to the psychology of pop culture and music. My name is Kola, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye for now.